What's goody? What's goody? Yeah. Hey yo, Los, what's goody? Hey, hey, Brian, what's goody? What it do? Hey, hey, Brian, what's goody? What's good? Yeah, Goody Two Shoes. Yeah. Hey yo, Los, what's goody? What's goody? Hey, hey, Brian, what's goody? What's good? Hey, hey, Brian, what's goody? Yo, what do we always say? Yeah. A family that kicks together, they stick together. Started back in quarantine, we did this here together. It's more than just the hype stuff, off-white stuff. Talking shoes that take you back to certain life stuff. Nostalgic pairs, make you feel like a kid again. It's what we do.
Yo.
Wow.
Guys, how we doing?
That was new.
That was new. What did you guys think?
It's pretty dope. I'm excited to see the full intro once it's done. But, you know, in Goody Two Shoes fashion, we like giving sneak peeks. So there was a good little sneak peek for you.
A little double meaning there, a little sneak peek. Aaron, what did you think about it?
It's dope, man. Like always, I'm reading the comments. Like always, Jay did his thing. And, man, I'm excited. That's looking like the song we're probably gonna go with moving forward. So don't worry about us switching up again.
Yep, it's gonna be a great video once we get that put together, and you guys will get to hear the whole song. But what's goody? What is really goody?
Man, we are back. Oh man, it felt like we were gone quite a while.
It did, but we are back live in full effect. We want to officially welcome everyone who is watching right now to the Goody Two Shoes Sneaker Show. We are your hosts. My name is Carlos. My Instagram name is down below here. Over on that side of me is Aaron. And down below, we've got Brian. And all of their Instagram handles are there as well. So we want to welcome you to Season 4 of the Goody Two Shoes Sneaker Show. Guys, Season 4, it sounds so crazy to say that. Just over a year ago, we started this show. And it was out of boredom during quarantine, and it's turned into something that I'm super proud of, and I'm happy that, you know, we've got Brian and Aaron and several others on board who have helped us get here. So thank you so much for the support. Guys, what are you looking forward to about tonight's episode?
Wow. Well, I mean, I'll introduce our guest soon, but he has some crazy stuff, some very crazy stuff. So I'm excited to see some of that. And of course, we coming for his head. Trivia is back. Oh man, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm just excited for the conversation, man. Like it's always cool to see these people that you follow on Instagram and you kind of get a peek into them. Just by what they wear, like the shoes they like. But then when you actually get to sit here and talk to them about shoes, it's awesome. So I'm excited for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, real quick, before we go any further, I promised I would do this, and I'm going to now. But this awesome sneaker display here, I want to give a huge shout out to sup_W shop on Instagram. This is a great floating sneaker display. I can't get enough of it. It's an amazing product. Floats your sneaker, it spins, it rotates for like ever, and the light that shines on the shoe, you can change the color of it. Right now it's red. I'll turn it a little bit so you guys can see it. But yeah, we'll give that a little twirl, and we'll keep this going. But if you guys are interested in buying one of these, please send us a direct message. I've got a discount code for you if you are interested. So with that said, Brian, we're not going to waste any more time.
Empty space here.
You do have an empty space there, and Aaron's got a couple empty spaces back there.
Yo, I got a sneaker wall that's been in construction forever now.
Yeah. So yeah, without further ado, Brian, you want to take it away and introduce our guest for this week?
Yep. So our guest today is none other than Ryan, also known as @ScottRenas. Hopefully we'll get into that today in the conversation because it doesn't. Yeah, anyways, if you haven't seen this dude's Instagram page, He's followed by your favorite sneakerhead. He has some of the craziest heat I think we ever seen. And if you look at the way his stuff is displayed, it is visually appealing. So let me not talk much longer. Please welcome our guest, Ryan at Scott Renus.
Fresh set of guests, no telling who the best will be. All I know's we coming for next in Sneaker Jeopardy.
Hey, here he is.
My boys, how we doing?
Fantastic.
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good, and thank you for having me on. I had reached out after I saw an episode of your guys' show, or the first time we had talked. I don't know which one of you I talked to, but I just like the way you guys handle business, because I feel like in the sneaker community, there's a lot of flexing, there's a lot of posturing, which sometimes is necessary and it makes it fun. But I really like your guys' laid back approach, and I think it comes off as more genuine. And so I'm honored to be here, and it's gonna be a fun night.
Dude.
Hey, wow.
We're definitely gonna clip that up and make that, its own little special video. Thank you for that, those kind words. So can you introduce yourself, tell us your name, where you're from, and a little bit about your history with sneakers?
Yeah, sure. So my name's Ryan. I live in Kansas City. Instagram name is Scott Renus. I can get into that later if you want. That's more of a joke than anything. But mostly in the sneaker community, known for vintage Nike collector. Bulk of my collection is 70s and 80s, 90s as well. Blazers, Air Jordan, Dunk, Air Force One, Air Max, signature athletes, Deion Sanders, Penny Hardaway, Scottie Pippen, things like that. So really kind of a nostalgic look into the sneaker world. Kind of grew up on that in high school, worked at Foot Action, and kind of got into some international stuff back then, which was in 2001, 2002. And at that time, really got a taste of the vintage world. And, one pair at a time, really put together the collection that I have today. And it's just been such a fun ride.
Dope.
That's great. Thank you for giving us a brief background. It's just kind of the tip of the iceberg. And by the looks of things, we're going to see some really, really cool sneakers tonight. I can't lie. I'm looking directly past you and looking at all of those shoes behind you. But
it's just a green screen. I'm too.
I've definitely done that before with a green screen behind me, and it didn't feel quite right. But yes, so we've got a couple of segments that we're going to run through before we get into some conversation with you. So the first segment that we like to do is going to be one that we call Heat This Week. So just a brief explanation before we start. If any of our followers on Instagram want to post their sneakers on their story or in a post, any one of those is fine. All you need to do is tag us at Goody Two Shoes LV and hashtag Heat This Week. And what that will do is put you into a pool of people who we are going to feature on our next episode. So tonight we've got 8 people, less than 8 people. Some people have done it multiple times, and we're going to showcase their sneakers tonight. I'm going to throw a wrench in the machine, guys. We're going to do something really neat this season. So for Heat This Week, to kind of motivate you all to participate in such a thing, every single time you hashtag Heat This Week and tag at Goody Two Shoes LV in a post or on your story, you are going to be entering yourself into a giveaway at the end of the season. So we've got some merch in the works right now, some shirts, some hats, and I'm not that flexible, you can see, we'll be giving away some socks as well. So shirts, hats, and socks. We're going to have one person win a hat, one person win a shirt, and one person win a pair of socks. And then we're also going to have a 4th person who wins all 3 in a pack. So keep that in mind throughout this season. If you participate in Heat This Week, every single post that you make is going to get you one entry toward that giveaway. So without further ado, we're going to get that party started and show some heat this week.
Talking shoes that take you back to certain life stuff. Nostalgic pairs make you feel like a kid again.
All right, I'm going to trust that you guys can see my screen.
Yep.
Awesome. So I'm just going to get this thing started. So Heat This Week, it is just going to play by itself. So first, we've got some dunks here.
Good dunk.
Fresno Clout. Next up, we've got Travis. Travis is maybe the OG Heat this week. As soon as he heard about it, he just kept going with it. We got Monster in the house.
Atmos Air Max 1s, very nice shoe.
Beautiful.
Issa.
These are great.
Good feet.
Travis again with the bacon. Sizzle.
Keep it kosher.
Monster in it again. Nike SBs. These are the Atlas, right?
Correct. Very fire.
And then
a good shoe.
On.
Jeremy. That's
awesome.
Oh, Jimmy. What's good, Jimmy? The disposables.
Awesome. Well, that is that as far as Heat this week is concerned. So shout out to everybody who has participated this week. That is 8 entries into the giveaway that's at the end of the season. If you missed that, we are doing a giveaway. You can go back and watch the video when we're done here. I'm not going to repeat myself because I don't have time for that, because we have more fun things to do during this show. And this has become one of my favorite segments on the show. I don't know about you guys, but we have a good friend of ours. His name is Monster, and he does something very special each week. It's called Monster Week in Sneakers, where he goes over some of the new releases that we can expect to see very soon, and he gives his opinion on them. He pretty much just puts on a show. So I am excited to watch this week's episode of Monster Week in Sneakers.
Who's a good little boy? Who's a good little boy? Oh, you just want Frenchy kisses. Oh. What it do, sneaker fam? It's your boy. The real shoe monster. Boy, have I missed y'all. But we're back, baby. Welcome to another Monster Week in Sneakers. We're going to talk about what's hot, what's not, what's coming up for the week. So what do you say? You ready to kick it like a karate flick? With that said, let's get into it.
Oh man, here comes another week. I'm hoping to catch a W to fire up my feet. Wishing he ain't no sleeper, hey, it's alright. Cause when you see what's on the tour, you be like, oh, nice. Just the start of the day, man, I hope I cop a pair. Easy off white or jeans, I don't care. So stay tuned to see what gets featured, cause it's another Monster Week of Sneakers.
Starting things off on Wednesday, May 12th, the Air Jordan KO Chicago. God dang it. Not that kind of KO. Ugh. The Air Jordan KO was actually a silhouette that was released in 1986, following tons of bootlegs and knockoffs, as KO stands for, in 1985. So, they decided to just say, screw it. We're going to show y'all and release our own knockoff. And they did. And it was pretty cool. Now, this is the first time that the Chicago is actually retroed in this colorway since 2014. I'm not sure how I feel about the KOs, but who knows? You might like them. I know someone who does. And you know what? He gonna cop them. I guarantee it. Because he got the whole series. Even with the fact that it's in an iconic Chicago colorway, I'm just gonna have to pass. Next, also releasing on the 12th, the Adidas ZX1000 Flaming Moes. Now, this is an homage to that iconic episode of The Simpsons where one Mr. Homer decided he was gonna share a little concoction with Mr. Moe.
That were left in every liquor bottle. In my haste, I had grabbed a bottle of the kids' cough syrup.
Now, this is a cool cop. If you want to put some flames on your feet, literally. There's flames that's embroidered into the mid panels. There's the Flaming Moe branding on the tongue. You even got a cocktail as your lace dupre. These are pretty fun. Also worthy of mentioning that cool Simpsons box that comes with it. Gobble, gobble. Next. Following that up, on Saturday, May 15th, the Nike Dunk High TV Signal. Now, this is kind of similar to the Nike Dunk Low camcorder that we had seen recently. Hey, what's going on? Made to look like a channel that's kind of going in and out of broadcast. There's different color. Come on, dude. What? Stupid TV. Hey, will someone fix the bunny ears, please, on this? I mean, it's a Nike Dunk High in a different kind of fun colorway. We like those. But if you want them and you're from the States, good luck to you. If you're not in the UK, wow, these are going to be hard to get. It's a UK exclusive. I would recommend trying to gobble these. Obviously, they're limited, and they're different, and they're cool. Gobble, gobble next. And rounding off our list, also on Saturday, May 15th, the Jordan 1 High Shadow 2.0. Now, do I really need to say much about whether or not to go for these? It's a Shadow. Even though it's not really the same, it's almost a flip version of the 2018 Shadows. But still, they look really, really fire on foot. This is a definite gobble. If you're not going for these, hey, you too high to gobble? Anyway, I'm going for these. You should go for these. Adult sizing is 170, grade school's 140. These are going to be well over 300 resale. So, do yourself a favor and try your best to get these retail. That's it. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Well, there you have it. Another monster week in sneakers. So what's going to be? You're going to catch some L's? You're going to catch some W's. Either way, I hope everybody eats. Now don't forget to follow me on IG at The Real Shoe Monster. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel because my subscriber count is sadder than that Nike follow-up email to your "you didn't get selected." Quick shout out to the boys at Goody Two Shoes. Congratulations on season 4. Man, 4 seasons, that is so crazy. I love you boys for including me. I appreciate you. You're my brothers in shoes, and I am so proud of you. Until next time, gobble, gobble. Monster.
Golly. How do you not enjoy that? I finish the show right now, and I would still like feel fulfilled. You know what I mean? But man, shout out to Monster. Great information. Some of those new releases are pretty cool. Which ones caught your guys' eye?
Honestly, not a ton of them. Maybe the one that I'm most interested in are the Adidas. The rest I'm kind of like, I'm not a big fan of the reverse shadow colorway, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's about it. Honestly, not too much caught my eye. It's a slow week in sneakers.
It's got to be the KOs for me. I had it in 2010 when it hit outlets and was super cheap, and I really, really like that shoe. Aside from the way it fit, it was a really bad fit, but that shoe is beautiful. I see something peeking in the back there, Ryan. But what were you looking forward to?
I'm gonna try it for those KOs, but I mean, if I don't hit on them, I'm not gonna lose any sleep or pay resale. That's kind of where I am with that. I think didn't those come out again in like 2013 or something like that?
Yeah, like 20.
I had that pair and ended up selling them. So if I get them, great. If not, I'm not gonna lose sleep. That's probably the only one I'm going for.
Ryan, do you find yourself lucky on the sneakers app? Like, are you someone that gets releases pretty regularly, or do you not really try?
No, I try. It's funny. So a lot of people think that the only thing I collect is like vintage sneakers. I'm a fan of all the new stuff that comes out. So I go for all of them, and not to resell. I want them to actually wear. And I promise you, I strike out just as much, or if not more than the average person. This year I won one that, the UNC one, and that's the only one I've got this year.
Wow. Wow. Yep. So you're right there with us, man.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it.
Carlos, on the other hand, is we'd like to call God's favorite and hits pretty regularly on the sneakers app. So he can't relate.
I don't know how it happens. I do hit, on I wouldn't say a regular basis, but more than these guys for sure. But
he's got that Ann Habert plug.
Yeah.
I wish. Well, she probably isn't very well plugged anymore. But
yeah,
I'm on a limit myself. I'm only buying 4 pairs of shoes for myself this year, so I get all these W's. That's all for everybody else. It's all for my friends who are going for pairs, and so I got more assists than Russell Westbrook. So with that said, we're going to go into our next segment, which is called our Sneaker Spotlight. Each one of us guests will take a turn each week picking a shoe from our collection and sharing it with you. So without further ado, we'll get into this week's Sneaker Spotlight with Brian. All right.
You gotta love this box.
Great box.
There's always goodies in this box. All right, Sneaker Spotlight. Nike Air Max 97 360 with a pretty crazy retail price, $200. Look at that. But you guys are excited to see what's in here. You probably already know if you follow me on Instagram or if you know me. Another grail has been acquired. This is the Nike Air Max 97 360 one-time only pack. This is Union's collab with the Nike Air Max 97 360. Yeah, what more can I say? This shoe is crazy. This is what'd you say?
That is a beautiful shoe.
Thank you very much. Yeah, just another one of my eBay finds. And this was on the list. This is like one of those shoes that I look for every day. And then I finally got it. This is a shoe that I had in the past that unfortunately I had to sell. And now I have it back. So another grail off the list. Let's get that there.
I'm a fan of that. I love that whole pack that they did when they brought out that 360 technology. They put it into a bunch of the classic models. And I never was able to get a pair back then. I was in college. But I certainly always loved that, the whole pack, not just that one release, but all of that. That's dope, man.
Definitely, yeah. So the Air Max 360 in 2006 was the first shoe I ever bought with my own money. And so I think that's why I'm so attracted. I mean, I even thought about getting those, they did a 360 with the Vapor Max. I even thought of doing that, but that was really bad. I'm glad I didn't do that. But yeah, I'm just happy to have this again. This is a grail, top 10 shoes of all time for me. So yeah, you'll see it on feet soon.
Those don't look very worn. What condition are those in?
Oh, they were worn maybe one time, maybe. We just walked on around the house. Yeah, I got super lucky with these, and the guy on eBay was super communicative, if that's a word, and just was willing to just take whatever I offered. And yeah.
Did you pay more or less than retail?
I paid retail.
Wow.
Yeah. So I paid $200. Yep. So the next size on eBay, the next that's my size is $975, and I've been haggling with that dude for a year. So when these popped up, I was happy.
Yeah, man. Congratulations, picking up a grail. Thank you for spotlighting that sneaker. Next week is going to be Aaron. So Aaron, you got a week to figure out what shoe you're going to spotlight, and we'll see that one next week. So, okay, we are there. It's time to have a great conversation with our man Ryan at Scott Renus. Yeah, so we're going to have you take a second and explain that. It was more of a joke than anything else, but can you kind of break down what's up with the Instagram name and how it's not your actual name?
Yeah, so my last name is Scott, so that part should be obvious. I have a nickname that is a mispronunciation of my real name, and some friends, after a couple drinks, pronounced it as Renus, rhyming with a part of the male anatomy. So when I created this Instagram account, that was kind of a pseudo account. It wasn't my real life. It was kind of like the side thing that I do. I wanted to be kind of my real name, but not actually my real name. So it's kind of flipped, and then with a little play on it. So.
Wait, I'm sorry. That was a cool story, but Carlos, what are you drinking out of?
My new water bottle.
Is that?
Michael's taking
All right. Sorry, Ryan. That was really distracting.
I apologize. I just needed a quick refresher, wet my whistle real quick. Side note, my son is scared to drink out of this.
Wow.
Because of what happens to the Looney Tunes after they drink it. They're like Bugs Bunny starts flexing and he gets like his shirt ripped. So my son's afraid to drink from this bottle. I'm okay with that. More for me. Anyway, back to what's important here. So we have a few things that we'd like to discuss with you today. And during this conversation, we would love for you to grab some pairs that kind of go along with what we're talking about. As you're sharing stories, please, we'd love to see as many sneakers as you can possibly show within this time. But yeah, we wanted to start out by talking about what you mentioned earlier, your maybe a preference, but your interest in Nike vintage sneakers. So yeah, talk to us about that. How did you get into that? Why did it stick? And maybe some of your favorite things about them and some of your least favorite things about vintage sneakers.
Sure. Well, like many folks, I grew up owning Nikes and Jordans. I was always a fan of their signature athletes like Deion Sanders and Penny Hardaway and people like that. But, back then the culture wasn't a thing to, at least in my friend group, in the vast majority, to buy, a ton of pairs of sneakers per year. Basically, we got one to start school. And then if we asked for a pair for Christmas, that might be our main Christmas gift. But that was pretty much it. So I always had an appreciation for them. But then I worked at a big box retailer in high school. I'll make this part of the story short. Basically, I'll make this part of the story short. I met some guys that were up the street they were foreign exchange students at the University of Kansas from Tokyo. And I basically forged a relationship with them. And there was no funny business or anything like that. But I would give them the heads up when we would get shipments of Dunks, Air Force Ones, things like that. And they would basically just buy it up and ship it back to Tokyo. And this was probably like 2001, 2002. And they just asked me like, hey, how can we thank you for, giving us the heads up on this stuff. And my favorite shoe at the time was the Air Max Up Tempo 3, which, I had that when I was in like 6th grade, but fast forward, I'm like a sophomore and you couldn't find them anymore now. And they're like, well, we have a bunch of vintage stuff back in Tokyo. We'll see if we can find it for you. And it took them like 48 hours and they were on my doorstep. And so I was like, oh, well, I remember asking them like Jordan 12, which, those were 6 years old at the time. They got me all the Jordan 12s. I got greedy at this point. I was like, what about like the infrared Jordan 6 from 91? They were able to find me that. So again, I was in high school. I was, 16, 17 years old. So and I'm 37 now. So, I mean, I just started piling this stuff up and that was the beginning of it. Obviously I go off to college and I don't have any money to buy sneakers at that time. So I kind of put it on pause. And the same thing when I graduated, I went into the working world and didn't have a ton of disposable income. So I didn't get back into it for a couple of years, but as soon as I did, I put my dollars towards pairs that I actually wanted. I never was into buying the weekly release, wasting my money on that. I always focused on, hey, I want to track this down. And that's basically what I did. And stapled this all together one pair at a time.
So I have a question. So one, that's fire. It's always cool to build relationships. And that's kind of how I get a lot of my pairs is relationships, people that, and I think all three of us are kind of the same way as you, where we're not really into the weekly releases. We kind of, like you saw with Brian, we just kind of track down shoes that we want, that are nostalgic to us, that we appreciate. So obviously a lot of these older shoes aren't wearable anymore, right? So like, did that like kind of discourage you from going after them, or you wanted them in the collection like regardless?
Yeah, that's really become a thing more recently. When I started doing this, I don't know if everything was wearable, but nothing was falling apart. Like even the 91s that I had back in high school, they had firm midsoles. They weren't cracking, anything like that. I mean, I remember when I got the Jordan 12s, I laced them up for a basketball game. My school colors were white, red, and blue. And so, I mean, I was wearing original Air Jordan 12s in a basketball game. No fear of them falling apart or anything like that. Then I took a break, got back into it, and really didn't care about that at the time. As I've started to come close to completing sets, and maybe we'll talk about that in a little bit of exactly what I have. I mean, I am to a point now where it's like, what do you do with this stuff? Because some of them are like straight up falling apart. So it's a hassle to like even take them out of the box. Like I have a pair of True Blue 3s from 1988 that are like perfectly intact, but they're all cracked. So if I were to ever take them out of the box, I mean, it would just be dust everywhere. So it's kind of like they're trapped into where they are now. So it's a really, that's a great question. And there's not a great answer for it. The older stuff that doesn't have midsole, like anything that doesn't have a polyurethane midsole, Blazers, Vandals, Jordan 1, Dunks, things like that, those tend to hold up pretty well. They can still get hard and not be wearable, but those hold up much better. So the old stuff, durable, love it. I'll show you plenty of those, but you're exactly right. I mean, the new stuff, it is falling apart, and I am not really actively chasing as much of that stuff down because of that.
Yeah, that's one of the worst feelings, man. Like I have gotten to a point where, you know, I love buying old shoes. I love the feeling of getting them, but I want to wear them. And knowing me, I always put it on my feet, always, no matter, even if I know, I just always do it. And I always get sad when it crumbles. And sometimes I get really mad. Like, I just want to wear my shoes.
I wish I had some liquor in this bottle right now to pour out for your Lightning 17s.
Oh, no, but it's okay. I had someone look at it. They said that a simple re-glue should be fine. The midsole is holding up actually pretty well. Like I took a closer look, so I just got to get them re-glued, and then they're back.
Yeah.
I might as well get the midsole swap because it's gonna crumble soon. But
hey, Aaron, I want to add on to your question because I'm looking now around, and so I have some 15s and 16s and 17s, but I don't have the complete sets. I basically stopped at 14. I am on the fence if I want to track those down simply because of how they store. So it's an issue.
No, dude, I'm the same way. Like it's sometimes it's almost more important to have them in your collection than it is to wear them, you know, just to have that shoe. But then you kind of hit the point where you're like, man, but I, like Brian, I want to be able to enjoy it. Like I want to be able to wear them. And then just a follow-up question, and how did you love, or how did you gain an appreciation for the variety, right? Because obviously you're not just collecting OG Jordans, you're not just collecting you know, Nike basketball. How did you love, or how did you come to like the variety?
That's a good question. The Jordan line speaks for itself. Beyond that, so like I said, I worked at Foot Action in high school. One time we got a release of back when they put out the Vandals. It was probably like 2002, I'm guessing, maybe 2001. They were real ugly. They it looks like they modeled them after the Air Force One, so they did not look right. But I had those back then, so that kind of kicked off my appreciation for Vandals. So when I started collecting vintage sneakers again, I wanted to. The silver Vandal was one of the first ones that I got, and so that was a rabbit hole. I mean, it's kind of a personality thing. Once I get one, I feel like I have to like complete the set. So I ended up tracking down all the Vandals. I was always a fan of Dunks. They obviously kind of look like Air Force Ones. Strong history with the, you know, be true to your school pack. Blazer that's just for the, you know, the foundation of Nike. I mean, in terms of their early history in Nike basketball really rides on the Blazer, the Bruin, a couple other models. But to me, that I love the Blazer just for its simplicity. It's my favorite shoe of all time, just the white and black Nike Blazer. Will never go out of style. And then the other stuff is really just, you know, I've always thought that Air Maxes were good looking. Like those are great for everyday wear. So there's an obvious answer there. And then, you know, when I was growing up, it was cool to get like the Deion Sanders shoes or the Scottie Pippen. I see that stuff out now and I see it at the mall and it looks so bad. And I don't think, I don't think this, I know this. I mean, the people don't have an appreciation for when those shoes launched back in the day, how big of a deal they were.
Yeah.
So
definitely. Well, can we see some of these complete sets you've been talking about? Because like I'm just getting really.
Oh yeah. So I have some around me that I was going to show up, but I mean I'll just get out of the way. So this is the Dunks, 1985. There's some other stuff up here. Air Jordan 1s are over here. That's the full set. 2. And then if I keep going around the room, you'll see 3s, 4s, 5s, 6, 7s. I don't know if you can see all this, but it goes on up to 14. So behind me is the full Jordan 1 through 14 original set.
Wow.
Not pictured. I have a lot of them in storage, but if you look in the corner there is a lot of the baby models. So there's like the 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s on through 7s. I want to say I have about 90% of the baby sizes. 2C is what I try to get. So, I mean, I hope within the next maybe 2 years, I can have the complete set 1 through 14, and then also the baby sizes that accompany each one. That'd be pretty dope.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I don't know if the sneakers or the way they're displayed is more more dope to me.
I'll show some up front. And since I know at least 2 of you are Las Vegas guys, and Carlos, you got the UNLV hat.
All three of us.
Yeah. So when the Dunks came out back in the day, the box matched the color scheme of the sneaker. So the UNLV box was red and gray.
Sheesh. Oh, wow.
Oh, man. Beautiful shoe.
So like Michigan here.
Oof, beautiful. Love the laces too. That natural age is like...
Yeah, definitely. And you know, that's another thing that I've really tried to do with my collection is not just get something to like fill a hole. I've really gone and searched, I mean, metaphorically, like all corners of the earth to try to find like a dead stock with box pair. It's not always possible, but I would certainly overpay to have that. So here's a Michigan box.
Oof. Wow.
That is sick.
Oh, there it is. Oof.
Iowa. That's a beautiful.
Oh man.
My gosh. Why didn't they do that? Why did they not do that?
Oh, wouldn't that be cool if they released them like that now?
Yeah, it's like a missed opportunity.
Oh, and actually, I'll show you this. They even did it for the baby sizes.
What a flex.
So like here's the Kentucky Dunks, baby size 2C.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Oh.
Wow. And those are Dunks.
Yeah.
The stitching and the panels, it all looks a little different than an actual Dunk. That's why.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I'll show you. Compare it to an Air Jordan 1. It's the same. It's the exact same thing.
Pretty close, huh?
They also released a shoe back in the day called the Infantry. If you go to eBay and Google like Nike Infantry from 1985, they'll show that. And it's the same mold as this one. It just has like a basketball instead of the Wings logo.
Those are crazy, man.
Wow, those are so sick.
I've never seen that. I've never seen the OGs in a 2-seat. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm missing like maybe 2 or 3 of the Dunks. They're hard to find, and they're getting they're getting expensive. Like a lot of these I bought for pretty cheap, but I mean, I recently saw a pair of baby dunks size 2C sell for like, I think it was like $1,800. So like even the kid stuff is like
That's insane.
getting bananas.
Through the roof right now.
Insane.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they did that with the. I've never seen it, and I didn't know that they did that with the boxes with the original Be True to Your School pack. That's wild.
Dead stock.
Wow. Look at the shape. Like the shape is.
No. I just want to hug that
Name
shoe.
tag.
That shoe.
Wow.
That's so crazy.
This is kind of a cool one. This is another Kentucky pair, but they did release a team exclusive with the Wild.
Wow.
I don't know if you can.
No way. That is insane.
Sheesh.
How?
That is insane.
So that was a team exclusive Kentucky from 1985.
Yeah. So like here's so this one is like the retail version, which is the one you've seen in a million pictures, and they retro. This is the same shoe. It just has a different patch on the tongue.
That is insane.
So that versus that. I think there was a third pair that had a slightly different midsole and it has the word cats on the back. I've seen it in a catalog, but I've never had the opportunity to buy it. So that's a quick glimpse of some dunks.
That's amazing. I love this show. One, because of the people that we get to meet, but two, because like I get to see almost firsthand, virtually, if you will, sneakers that I'll never see probably again, and that I've never seen before. So like this is such a treat to be able to see this stuff. Man, I love it.
Yeah, I'd like to show you some Blazers if that's okay.
Yes, please.
Just don't ask. Just
So this one's cool. This is the oldest one that I have. And this is I think this is about 1974. They did not have times. They didn't stamp the dates on the shoes back then like they do now. So like if I look at any of these dunks from 85, like I'm just picking up this Michigan one. I don't know if you can see that number in there.
Yeah.
A lot of people know this. So this one says 85, 10, 12. So it was produced between October and December of 1985. They did not have that stamp back when these came out. And based on my research, I think this pair was from about 1984, 84 through 86, something like that. My favorite shoe of all time, the simplicity, this great pair, dead stock with box, original shoe inserts in there, original receipt. I don't know if you can see that.
Way.
Yeah.
And then there's a card on the back. There's two cards in here with just like a note from the store owner to the employee that basically says to mark it down. Like all these boxes that I have, these old Blazers, all the Vandals, all the Jordans even, like they all have sale stickers all over them. So I don't know what that process looked like back then, but I think most of them hit the sell racks.
Well, Nikes were pretty unwanted back in the day, so that would make sense. Sheesh.
Suede.
That's beautiful.
Man, Blazers are so underappreciated.
The shape on all of these are just like
The shape and you could see the quality through the camera.
Yeah.
Like, that's nice suede.
Yeah, butter. After this pair, I'll show you two more that you should be able to see the suede real good.
Wow.
You know what? I'm kind of glad that Blazers haven't come back into the hype just yet, because I'm gonna do some eBay digging. Are those Bruins or are those Blazers still?
These are Blazers.
Okay.
These are amazing.
You would probably know better than anyone. What's the major difference between the Bruin and like a Blazer low?
It's an actual different model. I mean, it's I guess the actual the Blazer looks really close to, like, there's a shoe called the 3-pointer high that looks very similar to it, but the Bruin, it actually has different like cuts in the leather.
Okay.
So it's a completely different shoe. But I mean, I've definitely seen Bruins that like on eBay that people have called Blazers just because they know that, they found an old Nike and so they think it's a Blazer. But this is actually a kid's version, but very vibrant. Like you should be able to see that suede.
Oh, I love that color. I need that.
And then I'll show you, before I show my last pair, I do want to point this out. So this is that pair that I think is from like 1974. I don't have anything in this box now. But on the box itself, they included these charts. So like right now, we know that a LeBron is to play basketball in, or we know that their runner that they produce is for running. Here they put these charts in the boxes that showed. So you have all the sports listed here on the top, and this is like the models that they have. So it's like marathon, Finland, Kenya, blah blah blah, Cortez leather, Cortez nylon, Cortez suede. And what sports you can do with that shoe.
Wow. That's pretty sick. That's pretty dope. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty dope.
I feel like if they did something like that for a box now, it would just say keep or resell. And then
right. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And then the last Blazer I'll show is I got this from a friend. This actually never released. This was a sales sample. Just made internally and never hit the sales market for some reason. This was a later release. I think it is from 1981.
Wow.
Jeez. That's crazy.
Yeah, really cool toe cap. I love that on the Blazer canvas. The toe cap's really, really dope.
Wow. Those are insane.
Yeah. A couple more pairs. I wanted to show this one because my friend Ty was on Curated Van.
Yeah.
And the topic came up about the shoes made in Italy, the Jordan 2.
Yeah.
They put this indication on the box to point out the leather. And then kind of like those Jordan 1s had the hang tag. So this is the sneaker itself.
Oh my goodness.
But the hang tag itself,
there it is.
Nice. Wow, Italy was very proud of that, weren't they?
Yeah.
They made it be known.
That came up in one of our trivia questions, our Jeopardy questions. That's funny.
Yeah. Let me show a couple Jordan 1s. So Jordan 1, I can show you any one that you might want to see because I have some that are in really good condition, but I did want to show maybe a couple that haven't retroed yet that folks may not know had ever released.
Let's do it.
Please.
So this one is the black metallic.
Wow.
Insane. And look how intact. I've never seen a pair that intact. That is crazy.
This is a good one. This is one of the last ones. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, do you think these will eventually come back like retro because of what Jordan's been doing?
Oh, I think so. I don't think anything is not going to be retro. I have this weird, like nostalgic, romantic vision in my head that something should be left in the past and let's let it die off into the sunset. And I mean, I'm all for capitalism, so I can't complain. But God, they are beating Jordans and Dunks into the ground. No, I don't think any of them are safe, and they'll come back eventually, I would assume.
Wow.
So this is like a maroon color. It's metallic burgundy.
Yep.
This is one of the last. This is one of the last ones I had to complete the Air Jordan 1 set. And then this is probably the shoe that I get questioned on the most as far as people trying to buy it from me, and it's the metallic orange. This one is dead stock with box.
That is insane. Where? How? What? Tell us the story.
Show us the sole too,
because that's a really hard shoe to find.
Yeah, I mean, so I think Brian, you said that you were looking for that Air Max 360, 97 360 for, you searched it for every day. I mean, I basically for maybe not every day, but almost every day for like 20 years searched like Air Jordan, like Nike 1985 on eBay and Yahoo, auction sites and things like that. I can probably remember like maybe 2 examples of ever finding a metallic orange Jordan 1. This pair was Aaron, you mentioned, you like using sneakers to build relationships and things like that. And Carlos, you win a sneakers dub, you'll assist it to your friend instead of flipping it. That's exactly how I had the opportunity to buy this. A friend that I had done business with 1 million times, to the point where it became less about business and more about, checking in with each other and how's your family doing and all that type of stuff. He reached out to me and said, "Hey, I got this. It's I don't want anybody to know I have it. The offer's yours." I wouldn't turn it down, and so I had to make it happen. I am reading some of the content, the comments, and people just want to see the entire metallic pack. So I'm gonna just get the.
Yes,
let's do it.
Please show the purple. The purple is my personal.
Give
favorite.
the people what they want.
All right. So here's the metallic blue lows.
Fire.
Wow. Sheesh.
Here's the metallic purples. This is probably the most beat up shoe that I own.
I'll take it if you're not happy with it.
I honestly couldn't even tell you what, even in this condition, what this shoe would sell for.
Oh.
But I will tell you this: the person that had this was in Utah, and I was in Vegas for a wedding, and I actually met the guy at Urban Necessities. He brought him in a duffel bag, and I met him for 5 minutes. Wished him and his fiance a happy wedding. Like he was trying to get a little bit of money, and I rolled back into, I can't even remember where we were eating. I met my wife and my brother and his wife, and I'm coming in with this bag of chewed up purple Air Jordan 1s.
Wow, those are amazing. My personal favorite. It's
one of the hardest to find. I mean, the metallic orange, the metallic burgundy, those are near impossible. What are we missing here?
The green.
Man, I love that story.
Green, red.
I feel like any sneakerhead can relate to meeting up. No matter where you're at, you find a deal, you got to make it happen. Oh man.
Amazing.
Also really beat up. Not my proudest pair that I own, but fire nonetheless. These two are both dead stock.
Wow.
These shoes are bright. I'm gonna actually turn this off, and you tell me if this is easier to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
While you're showing those, I'm thinking to myself, if they ever re-released or retroed some of these OG colorways in the metallics, they should have fun with the swoosh and make the new metallic look like it's cracked already. I think that would be a cool touch for a retro.
I've seen some customizers do that. For the record, I'm a fan of that whole wave. I think it's super. It's just fun. I see a lot of people whining about it and whatever, man. Let people do what they want with their shoes. And by the way, I'm looking down. I've got rips in my jeans, and this hoodie was already pre-faded. So let's not act like we don't do that with other items of clothing. You know what I mean?
For sure. We are getting metallic purple soon. So I heard it's not extended sizes. It's a women's shoe. I might have to squeeze into that size 12 women's because I need that shoe. But it's not the same.
Man.
That's all the metallic packs. I'm happy to show you any more Jordan 1s if you'd want to see them.
Can we see the East Bay 15 stuff that you have? Whatever.
I don't know where it is.
That's a flex.
No. It's so okay. So I have the display stuff behind me, but I have a bunch of racks out there. I don't know how entertaining it would be if I were to go off screen for 30 seconds. I'm happy to if you want me to. I think I have the navy ones, the green ones. I'm missing the red and black. I have the rest of them.
Well, if you have the purple, that's enough for me.
I think. Give me 1 second.
Dude, we can still hear you while you're talking too, so it's not that weird, and it's not like we can't see amazing things behind you while you're going.
There you go.
Well,
God,
man, Jordy,
insane.
crazy, man. I can this is so cool. Like Carlos said, this is one of the coolest parts of the show is just seeing and like, man, I wish I had some of these stories, you know, like chasing down shoes on eBay and like, you know, meeting up with someone from a wedding. It's just
For
the
sure.
eBay 15s though are grails.
Yeah, you know what though? I got to say that with the prices of everything's now. So for the record, I'm done. I'm missing the Villanova lows, Dunk lows, 1985, and after that, I'm done. So I have
Wow.
Blazers Jordan 1 through 14, missing one Dunk, and then I have all the Air Force Ones. So as fun as it has been, like I'm happy that I'm not searching eBay like daily anymore for these things.
That's stressful. This is a shoe I search daily for as well. Amazing. Oh man,
That's a beautiful shoe.
insane. I love that shoe.
It's good. That's got a cool backstory too. I mean, I remember these coming out back in the day, but it was kind of those Nike Talk days where I remember going on the message boards and it said like, "Oh, these just dropped," but not at the stores. It's just on eBay. It's like, what's going on there? And so tracking those down, like I don't know the backstory behind that stuff. Like, did Nike plan on releasing those? Was it a mistake? Did they produce too many that were supposed to be for teams, and so they ship them to eBay just to liquidate them? Don't know.
I don't know, but I haven't seen a purple for sale in years. I can't remember the last time I only see the green, the black, occasionally the red, and then the blue, but I never see the purple. So for you to have it, it looks DS.
Yeah.
It's insane. Insane.
So from a condition standpoint, I would say 70% of my ones are dead stock. 50% of my twos are dead stock. There's only 4. Threes, I think I have 3 dead stock, and then my white and cements are just horrible. And then my 4s, I got 2 dead stock and 2 used. But everything else, 5 through 14, are dead stock.
Insane. Gosh, we got to get to trivia, but there's so much. Okay, all right. Let's pause the trivia and let's keep going at this.
So I'll tell you what, I got this and then one more pair I want to show. Okay. So I live in Kansas. I went to the University of Kansas. This is the Kansas Jayhawk 13, which is weird because they were never a Jordan brand school. They were Nike when I went there, but then they randomly had this pair on the court. So certainly a grill for somebody like me. Last one I'll show. If you can read this.
Let's see. In Thailand.
So it says white and canvas white canvas GTS - Seinfeld.
Oh no.
So this is the Seinfeld cast and crew GTS from, I want to say, 1993.
Wow.
And then on the insole, you can see, I'll click this off one more time. They have a tag of all of the sizes they made. So from size 5 to 10, and then an 11 and a 12. The rumor is that the size 12 was for Michael Richards, who was Kramer. You know, he's a tall dude. But certainly this is one of my favorites that I have. I love Seinfeld, and I had to jump on this shoe whenever I saw it available.
That is amazing.
Another shoe like someone have.
Yeah, I think Little Yachty. That's the last person I've seen with those. That's insane.
Wow.
Okay, I do have to ask before we get into the trivia. Do you have a lot of like a lot of people that you would have never expected, like in your DMs, talking about shoes with you, or that have followed you?
Yes and no. I mean, a lot of the people that are, I don't want to call it famous, but are recognized in the sneaker community, I've been fortunate enough to talk with. I don't talk to rappers or anything like that, but certainly some people that some folks would recognize some names, but so yes and no. That was an awful answer.
No,
some NBA. I have had some NBA players reach out for certain pairs. I've had people like tag certain individuals in my posts because they think that this person might want to buy from me or something like that. But most of my conversation is with like regular people.
Dope. And we're grateful for that here. We're grateful.
I mean, that's who I am.
What an insane collection. I just want, like, I just want to keep seeing stuff, but I know we're on a time crunch. So we got to do what we got to do. But do you have Ginger 14s laying around? That's the last shoe. I'm sorry.
So all the 1 through 14, I do have like in this room that I'm in. So I have pretty quick access to those.
Oh, there it is.
Love that shoe. I had 2 pairs back in the day, 1 DS. Maybe you have my old DS pair. I don't know, but so PJ Tucker. Okay.
Maybe.
He's mentioned a lot in my comments. I've never spoken to him. We have mutual friends that have sold to him and things like that. Rumor has it, Brian, that he has a lot of those East Bay exclusives that used to be available on one of the famous resale sites.
I don't doubt it. That dude has ridiculous access.
He was supposed to be on this episode, actually. You know, we tried to do an April Fool's joke and tell everybody he was going to be our season premiere, but tried to speak it into existence, and we had you instead. So I think I'm just as happy.
A close second.
All right. Well, I am going to get my butt kicked here. So let's just get into this trivia. Brian and Aaron have put together these questions. I am completely blind to what even the categories are. So I'm excited to start this. Hopefully it's a good matchup here and not a complete blowout. But yeah, let's get into this trivia.
All right.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Ryan, quick question. Well, a question and then a statement. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Because we coming for your head. Carlos, let's start the season off strong. Let me get my timer out because we are going to be kind of strict this season on the time. I know last season it was our first season doing it. Give us a break, but let me get my timer ready. We are giving you 15 seconds. Is that what we agreed on? 15 seconds per question. Ryan, you are our guest of honor. Aaron?
So just a quick rundown. I mean, you've probably seen it, but you go first as our guest. If you get the question incorrect, then the opponent has an opportunity to steal. And then we alternate picking the questions. At the end, when we win, I'm just kidding. At the end, whoever has the most points will win. So let's get it started, guys.
My stomach just instantly.
I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the logo just so that we can see all the pictures. But Brian, if you want to go ahead, introduce the topic.
You see the topics, you see the categories, quote unquote vintage, because some stuff might not feel vintage to you, but it's pretty old if you think about it. Streetwear sneaker collaboration, so our favorite streetwear brands collaborating with our favorite shoe brands, and then name that shoe, where you will see a picture and you have to obviously name that shoe. Ryan, you're up.
We'll go vintage 100.
All right. We always like to give freebies around here. The 1986-87 Jordan 2 was originally made in which country?
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess that's it. I'm gonna guess that's Italy.
Very dope. Italy, of course. I'm glad you didn't get that wrong because the last freebie we gave away to Aaron, he totally got that. But we're not going to bring that up anymore.
I spoke that one into existence with that tag that I showed.
Yep.
Exactly. Carlos, you are up.
What stinks about that's probably the only answer I know in that category, and you got that question.
Hey, you'd be surprised, Carlos.
Let's go with name that shoe for 100, please. Oh, this is the new one. I think it's called the Nike Fly Ease.
Yeah, we'll give that to you. This is the Nike Go Fly Ease. But yeah, also disclaimer, guys. This is not a shoe to be resold. Get it for someone who needs it. Let me know.
My wife told me to get her a pair of these, and I'm like, I thought this would be a piece of cake to get, and not happening.
No, not at all.
My heart.
All right, Ryan.
Tied up.
Yeah, let's do. I'll stick with vintage. I'll go vintage 200.
Oh man.
How many colorways released in 1999 of the Air Jordan 14 Low?
That would be 3.
Can you name them?
Yeah, Ginger, Laney, and UNC.
Correct.
He just needs to look to his left, and there's. When I look to my left, and I tell you what I see an empty box of light bulbs. I see a child's slab, and I see a dog bed.
Carlos, you got this, bro.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's do streetwear sneaker collection or collaborations for 200.
Let's go. Along with Stussy and Mad Hectic, which popular streetwear brand collaborated on this New Balance MT 580?
Jeez. My stomach. Do you hear?
5 seconds.
Just throw Hayes out there. I have no idea.
Hayes?
Correct.
That is incorrect. Ryan, you are able to steal this. Do you know the popular streetwear brand that collaborated on this New Balance MT 580 along with Stussy and Mad Hectic?
I don't know. I'll just throw out a store just to throw a guess. I'll say Burn Rubber.
Good guess, but that was also incorrect. The answer is Undefeated.
Jeez.
Yep.
This category is not my forte. I'll tell you that much.
None of them are my forte.
I'm gonna do the name the shoe for 200.
Let's do it.
So I'm not a huge Kobe expert, so I don't know what this is. I know it's a Kobe line. I'm gonna call it the Kobe 8.
That is incorrect. Carlos, would you like to steal this?
I believe this is a Kobe 2, but I don't know. I don't know like the nickname or whatever.
Is that your final answer?
Let me think.
5 seconds.
Yeah, Kobe 2.
That is also incorrect. This is the Kobe 3. Crazy.
Oh my goodness gracious. All right.
Carlos, you are up.
Name that shoe for 300.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, these are Vans. I don't know.
All right. Ryan, would you like to give it a guess?
I wouldn't, because I don't know any models of Vans. So let's just get that one over with.
All right. This is the Odd Future and Vans collaboration. So, yeah. Good one. You know, we always got to throw a little variety in there.
Let's do vintage 300. I need to get back on track.
Back on track. You're winning.
I've had a couple curveballs.
Name at least 2 series where Nike SB released a low, mid, and high dunk to make a pack from the years 2005 to 2009?
Oh man, I'm not going to be able to get this one. I don't know a lot of dunk mids. There was that
We're
bear.
more specifically looking for the names of the series or the packs.
So
All right.
all right. I won't give it away. I was going to say one of them, but I'm going to let Carlos have to dig this one out.
Carlos, if there's ever been a question for you, this is it.
Okay, I want to say the Three Bears, the Mafias, the Money Cats.
Awesome. Here are some that I put up. I've got the Money Cats, got the Goofy Bear, the Goofy Boy. That's the name of that pack. And then Three Bears. There was, like you said, Mafia.
Mafia didn't have mid though, did they?
Oh, Mafia did not have a mid, so no, that wouldn't have counted.
I'm glad I said the other two. Then.
So yeah, I think these are all of them.
The only one that I would have been able to get was the Three Bears. That's the one that I was about to say at the end. The other ones I didn't have those.
There you go. Awesome. Carlos, look at you, man.
Headhunting.
I'm still.
All right. And it's your turn, Carlos.
Oh, sheesh. Let's go name that shoe for 400.
Sheesh.
Jeez, I just shot myself in the shoe. That is the 1992 Nike Vomit.
That is incorrect. Ryan, would you like to give this a try?
I have no idea what this is.
If you know it in the comments, let it go. I know a couple of people in here do know what this is. I actually found this pair thrifting once. This is how I learned about this pair because I found it and I was like, this is really interesting. This is the Nike ACG Wailuku. Pretty dope shoe. Pretty dope shoe.
Lucas got it.
Yes. All right. Oof.
We got to do vintage 400.
Okay. Name this shoe and the basketball player famous for wearing it.
That is the Nike Air Ship, famously worn by Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
That is correct. That is correct. Very nice. Very nice. All right, Carlos.
Guys, it's going to be close.
Carlos.
Ryan's up by 300, and we got 700 points left. 800 points left on the board. So it's going to get down to the wire.
It's got to be strategic.
I'm going to go for streetwear sneaker collaborations for 400.
Woo! In 2005, popular streetwear brand Stussy collaborated with Nike on the Court Force High. How many colorways were released?
I have no idea. I'm going to say 2.
Is that your final answer?
It is my final answer.
That is incorrect. Ryan, would you like to take this over?
I'm going to guess 3.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is also incorrect. The answer is 4. And look at this beautiful shoe. This was a good one. This was a really good one.
This is one of those models, man, that like for whatever reason, kind of like the Vandals, doesn't get much love anymore, unfortunately.
Yes, he killed it. All right, Ryan, you are up. This can make or break the game right here.
I'll take the 100.
All right. What was the most recent sneaker Supreme collaborated on with Nike?
I have no idea.
No guess?
So I'll guess the Dunk Lows, but that seems fairly like a long time ago.
That is incorrect.
That was pretty recent, though.
It was recent. Carlos, would you like to steal this one?
Oh, it's It's an Air Max. I
Mm,
don't know the numbers, but it's not like a 96. I'm gonna go 96. I think it's 96.
that is correct.
Yes. Yes, with the see-throughs. Yes.
Okay.
Two. I really like that silver one. I was hoping to get it. Okay, now we are in an interesting predicament. 300 points left on the board. Carlos, it is your turn.
Oh my goodness.
If you get this correct, you win the game. If you get it wrong, Ryan pretty much automatically wins the game.
I already lost.
So,
And we start off the season 0-1.
Yeah,
Oh, man. All right.
let's pull this up. Damian Lillard and Adidas collaborated with which popular streetwear brand on his signature Dame 4 model?
I don't know why, but I want to say Bape.
Is that your final answer?
It is my final answer.
Aaron? That is correct. Ryan, we came for you. Let's go.
I've let all my friends and family down.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
He threw up a 3 at the buzzer and he nailed it.
That is
Game time. Game time. Oh, man.
My heart. I'm gonna be up for like 3 hours now.
Yo. Oh my gosh.
Man.
Wow.
Thank
you for coming clutch, Carlos. Ryan. That was fun. That was fun.
Great way to start
Again.
off the season.
Great way to start off the season again for everyone. We do this just for fun and most importantly to educate ourselves and people watching. To us, sneakers is a lot more than just we appreciate the history. We gotta keep it up and as much as we can do our part as Goody Two Shoes to just kind of gain that sneaker knowledge. We do. Ryan, thank you so much, man. You're such a good sport and like always, it's competitive, but it's not. It's just to have fun.
Yep.
Insane.
And Ryan, don't hop off when we end the live. We want to chat with you a little bit afterwards. So if that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yes, thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Next week, we have a pretty sweet guest on. It's going to be Dank Customs. If you guys know anything about him and his work, it's going to be a fantastic episode. We're going to see some really fun things. And don't forget to post your hashtag heat this week posts, because every post that you do so gets you an entry into our season finale giveaway. So got some merch in the works, and we're going to give some of that stuff away at the end of the season. Keep that in mind. Ryan, Brian, Aaron, you guys are the best. We will see you guys next week. And as far as Goody Two Shoes, we are out.
Peace. Thank you guys in the comments. Ryan, thank you. Love you
Thanks
guys.
for having me. Had a great time.
Cut the check, but never disrespect the culture. You don't know the game, but wanna play real culture. Cut the check, but never disrespect the culture. You don't know the game, but wanna play